falling out of love can feel miserable. As it dawns on the person that they no longer feel the same way about their partner, they tend to experience guilt and aspiration. It's quite a burden to realise that you and your partner are different people, and these feelings don't always get processed in the healthiest of ways. Unsure about their own feelings, their uncertainty often crops up in different aspects of the relationship, reflecting their inner turmoil and newfound instability. Paying attention to how he's changed from the beginning of the relationship until now is one of the easiest ways to determine if your man is starting to slip through your fingers. Here are things you can look out for if you feel like he's starting to fall out of love with you. Number 1, he's really irritable. Even the most perfect compatible couples argue. People have bad days, and you can't expect your significant other to constantly be on their A game. But what's happening in your relationship is a little different. Your guy seems constantly irritable, getting annoyed at the slightest of things, from cancelled dinner reservations to you want to talk about the relationship. At this point, it feels like you're walking on eggshells because it seems like he can get triggered even by the wind. There's a significant disparity between the guy you met and fell in love with to the person you're talking to now. If he's uncharacteristically or unexplainably irritable, this might be his way of processing the emotional distance without truly understanding what's going on. It might be time to sit down and have the talk. Number 2, he doesn't argue with you anymore. Relationship experts seem to have a consensus. Fights are a good sign that a relationship is alive. When two people are keen to argue about their differences, this means they're fighting to keep their relationship alive and that it's still burning with passion. Fights mean that both parties are willing to communicate and work through differences instead of letting things rot. When your partner stops arguing and starts sounding more resigned, it could mean that he's growing emotionally distant from the relationship. People do so when they no longer feel like the relationship is going anywhere. Why argue when it seems like it's a matter of time before one fight spills into the next? Number 3, he doesn't feel like a hero. When a guy starts falling out of love, there's one crucial thing that could be the cause. His inner hero isn't being triggered. I learned about this from the hero instinct. Coined by relationship expert James Bauer, this revolutionary concept is about 3 main drivers all men have, deeply ingrained in their DNA. This is something most women don't know about, but once triggered, these drivers make men into the heroes of their own lives. They feel better, love harder, and commit stronger when they find someone who knows how to trigger this. Now you may be wondering why it's called the hero instinct. Do guys really need to feel like superheroes to commit to a woman? Not at all. Forget about Marvel. You won't need to play the damsel locked in the tower to make him see you as the one. The truth is, as it comes at no cost or sacrifice to you, with only a few small changes in how you approach him, you'll tap into a part of him no woman has tapped into before. The easiest way to do this is by checking out James Bauer's excellent free video that I've linked to in the description below. He shares some easy tips to get you started, such as sending him a 12-word text that will trigger his hero instinct right away, because that's the beauty of the hero instinct. It's only a matter of knowing the right things to say to make him realise that he does love you. He just wasn't happy within himself. All of that and more is included in this informative free video, so make sure to check it out if you want to put your relationship right again. Number 4, he doesn't want to plan ahead. Maybe he's busy, but it's likelier that he's starting to feel ambivalent about your future together. It's easy to set up plans, trips, and even big life decisions with someone you feel secure in the relationship. Planning a week trip 2 years in advance can feel daunting if you're not sure where you're at with the other person. Even figuring out where to spend your anniversary next month can feel suffocating if you're not sure about the relationship anymore. If your partner has stopped wanting to plan ahead, maybe it's because he's not sure where he wants to be when the time comes. It could be that he's in the process of re-evaluating the relationship, and staying out of future commitments makes it easier to end things on a clean slate. Number 5, he keeps saying you're different. A growing part of him is realizing that you're not the best match for each other. He might have a difficult time talking to you about it, so he's focusing on your differences to get you to see things from his perspective. Maybe he already feels like a third-party observer who can evaluate the relationship from the outside, and all he sees is how incompatible you are. Highlighting how much you've changed or grown apart, or couching it in statements like "I think you'd do better for someone else" are just a few ways that he could be testing the waters without breaking your heart. He wants to get on the same page so you can mutually decide to end things instead of going for something messier. Number 6. He rarely makes time. And not in the "he's busy with work" way. He rarely spends any time with you, and on days where he has free time, he chooses to spend it on his own or with other people. He doesn't just seem to have no time for you. Sometimes it feels as though he's avoiding you altogether. Want to have lunch with him? That time is magically booked. Thinking about planning a trip together? He suddenly wants to buckle down and focus on work. It doesn't matter what the activity is, really. He'll probably come up with some excuse as to why he can't spend time with you. He's also stopped volunteering time with you. Lately, it seems like you're doing more of the planning than he is, and he only ever hangs out when you want to. Number 7. Other people excite him. Romantic relationships thrive in healthy environments, and that includes having friends that aren't your significant other. Lately, you've noticed that your guy is becoming more friendly towards the opposite sex. He lights up around other girls in a way he hasn't lit up with you. When he's out drinking with his buddies, he seems eager to make new acquaintances. It could be that he feels stuck in a relationship, and having new people in his life helps him feel some relief. In conclusion, by now, you should have a better idea of whether he's falling out of love with you. But what if you're not ready to let him go? What if you believe there are other underlying issues and actually he may still love you dearly? The key now is getting through to your man in a way that empowers both him and you. I mentioned the concept of the hero instinct earlier. By appealing directly to his innate drivers, you won't only solve this issue, but you'll take your relationship further than ever before. And since the free video that I've linked to in the description below reveals exactly how to trigger your man's hero instinct, you could make this change from as early as today. With James Bauer's incredible concept, he'll see you as the only woman for him. So if you're ready to take that plunge, be sure to check out his revolutionary advice. Check it out in the description below and learn how to trigger his hero instinct.